You know the feeling. You're sitting somewhere quiet. Maybe the kitchen table before anyone else wakes up. Maybe the parking lot outside work, engine still running. Maybe the edge of your bed at midnight. And the thought comes, the same thought it always comes back to. Is this it? Not is this a bad life? You know it is not a bad life. But somewhere between the bills and the groceries and the things you keep meaning to do, you can feel time moving, and you are not sure what you are building with it. That feeling has a name. It is not failure. It is not laziness. It is the specific, quiet ache of someone who is ready to build something real, but has not yet found the door. Hey, I am Liam, and welcome back to Liam Explains Investing. Today we are going to talk about what happens when you invest $500 a month, not in theory, in actual dollars, with actual timelines, and with the full picture of what that decision does to the rest of your life. If you are new here, hit subscribe. We do not waste time. Let us get into it. Let me tell you about two people. Both of them are real. You probably know one of them. You might be one of them. Same city, same income, same Tuesday morning alarm. Person A earns a solid salary, pays the rent, covers the car, puts food in the fridge and coffee in the machine. Whatever is left goes somewhere. They are not exactly sure where. The month ends. They do it again. Person B earns the same salary, pays the same bills, but $500 every single month goes somewhere intentional, quietly, automatically, into a Roth IRA invested in a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. 5 years pass. Person A is fine. Person A is comfortable. Person A is also exactly where they were 5 years ago. The number in the account has barely moved. The distance between today and financial breathing room has not changed. Person B is looking at a firewall they built, $38,000, grown from contributions that once felt almost too small to matter. 10 years pass. Person B now has over $100,000 from $500 a month, not from a windfall, not from luck, not from a bonus or a side hustle or a crypto bet that somehow paid off. From one quiet decision, made once, and then left alone to do what time does when you do not interrupt it. The difference between these two people is not talent, not intelligence, not income. It is architecture. One of them built something. The other is still waiting for the right moment to start. Here is the reality most people are living inside right now. The Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances tells us that most American households cannot absorb a $1,000 emergency without borrowing money or selling something. Not people without jobs, not people in poverty. People with paychecks, people with insurance, people who look from the outside like they are doing just fine. The Bureau of Economic Analysis reports the average personal savings rate hovering between 3 and 5%. Median household income sits near $75,000 a year. 3% of that is around $180 a month, sitting still, being quietly erased by inflation. This is not a plan. This is a waiting room, and most people do not realize they are sitting in it. There is a number I want you to sit with. $500 a month. I know what you might be thinking. $500. That is real money. I cannot just find $500. And I want to respond to that directly, because the research does not back that up. The CFPB has documented that the average American household loses well over $500 a month to spending they never consciously chose, subscription services they forgot about, convenience purchases made in moments of low decision-making energy, fees on accounts they never switched. The slow leak of money through 100 tiny holes in the bucket. This money is not missing. It is just pointed the wrong direction. But here is what changes the moment you redirect it. When you take $500 every month and route it into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund inside a Roth IRA, you are not just saving money. You are installing a firewall, a layer of protection between your current life and every financial emergency that could ever derail it. Building quietly, running in the background, growing while you sleep, while you work, while you live your life. The first thing that changes is not your account balance. It is what you are able to see. Before the firewall, money is fog. It comes in, something happens to it. You are never entirely sure what, but the moment you automate $500 into a Roth IRA, which in 2025 carries a $7,000 annual contribution limit, something inside you wakes up. You start to see the $12.99 subscription you have not opened in 4 months. You start to see the $40 delivery order placed because it was late and you were tired and nobody felt like cooking. You start to see the $200 a month in charges you never sat down and decided to make. You start to see where the money was going all along, and you start to build something different with it. I am going to give you the exact numbers, no formulas, no jargon. Just what $500 a month actually becomes over time, assuming the S&P 500's historical average return of 10% per year. Not a guarantee, not a promise, but 100 years of evidence that is stubbornly difficult to argue with. After 10 years of $500 a month, you put in $60,000. The Firewall built you $102,000. After 20 years, you put in $120,000. The Firewall built you $379,000. After 30 years, you put in $180,000. The Firewall built you $1,130,000. After 40 years, you put in $240,000. The Firewall built you $3,162,000. Read that last one again. $240,000 deposited. Over $3 million built. Not because you got lucky, not because you picked the right stock, not because you had some special advantage, because you made a $500 decision once, and then you protected it. The rule of 72. At 10% annual returns, your money doubles every 7.2 years. Start at 25. It doubles by 32. Doubles again by 40. Again by 47. Again by 55. By retirement, your $500 a month has doubled 4 times. Not earned 4 times. Doubled 4 times. I want to ask you something nobody usually asks out loud. Right now, today, is your money moving toward your freedom or away from it? Average credit card interest rates have crossed 20%. 20%. That is not a number from a textbook. That is what is happening right now. To tens of millions of people who are working hard and making minimum payments and watching the balance barely move. You work, you earn, you pay, and somehow the number stays almost exactly the same, month after month. That is not bad luck. That is compound interest running in reverse, pointed directly at you. Meanwhile, there is a person somewhere in your city, earning close to what you earn, who redirected $500 at the start of the year. Their firewall is getting thicker, every single month, whether they are thinking about it or not. Here are the accounts available to you right now that most people's firewalls are still missing. The Roth IRA, $7,000 annual limit in 2025, tax-free growth, tax-free withdrawals in retirement, the most powerful individual savings vehicle available to most Americans. And one of the most underused, the 401k, $23,500 limit in 2025. If your employer offers a match and you are not capturing every dollar of it, that is free money left on the table. An instant 50 to 100% return before the market moves a single point. The HSA, the Health Savings Account, triple tax advantage, pre-tax contributions, tax-free growth, tax-free medical withdrawals, one of the most powerful and ignored accounts in all of personal finance. None of these are secrets. None of them are exclusive. They are available right now, and most people's firewalls are not using a single one of them. I want to be honest with you for a moment. There is a very specific kind of pain that comes from knowing you should be building something, and watching the months go by while you do not. You have scrolled through real estate listings for neighborhoods you cannot afford yet. You know exactly what that ache feels like. You have stood at the gas pump watching the number climb and done the math in your head and not liked what you found. You have opened a medical bill and felt that cold drop in your stomach, the one that does not fully go away even after you put the envelope down. That feeling is not weakness. That feeling is information. It is your nervous system telling you the firewall is thin. The system is not running. The $500 exists in your life, and it is going somewhere every month that is not this. The people who build real wealth are not smarter than you. They are not luckier. They are not waiting for the right amount, the right time, the perfect plan that never comes. They made the decision when it felt too small to matter, and they refused to interrupt what time was doing. Every month that passes is a month that cannot be recovered, not because you are behind, but because compounding is front-loaded. The early years carry the most weight, and the early years are right now. I want you to close your eyes for just a moment. Imagine a morning 5 years from now. You open the banking app before your feet touch the floor, and you feel something you did not expect, not dread, curiosity. You open it because you want to see the number, because you know the number has been moving. You have watched it move. You have the evidence in your own hands. You are watching something you built grow. In that version of your life, the job you go to is a choice, not a trap. Because you know that if it ended tomorrow, the firewall would buy you months. Time to breathe, time to choose. Not forever, but enough. The medical bill that arrives is a number, not a crisis, a problem with a solution and a plan, and a runway. The car repair, the rent increase, the expense you did not see coming. They are inconveniences now, not emergencies. Your foundation can absorb them. Your credit score climbs, not because you tried harder or white-knuckled a budget, but because the constant low-grade financial pressure that used to leak into every single spending decision has lifted, slowly, then more, then more. You buy the groceries, you take the trip, you give the birthday gift. You do all of it inside a structure where the firewall has already been funded this month. That is not restriction. That is freedom, real freedom, the kind that does not announce itself at any single moment, the kind that compounds quietly in the background for years, and then one day you look up And you realize how far you have traveled from that kitchen table, that parking lot, that edge of the bed at midnight, asking yourself if this is it. Step 1. Do this in the next 24 hours. Open a Roth IRA at Fidelity, Schwab, or Vanguard. Free to open, no minimums, no fees. Choose a total market or S&P 500 index fund. Look for an expense ratio under 0.05%. Set a recurring monthly transfer of $500. Automate it completely. Do not spend more than 20 minutes on this. The Firewall does not need a perfect plan. It needs to be switched on. Step 2. Do this within the next 7 days. Log into your HR portal or call your payroll department. Find out what your employer matches on your 401k. Then make sure you are contributing enough to capture every single dollar of it. If they match 3%, contribute 3%, minimum. That match is the only guaranteed return in finance. Nothing else comes close on day 1. Step 3. Do this within the next 30 days. Pull up your last 90 days of bank and card statements. Look at every single recurring charge. Find 3 you do not actively use. Cancel them. Find 1 spending category that has been leaking. Plug it. This is not budgeting for discipline's sake. This is finding the money that was always yours and pointing it toward the Firewall instead. Remember the feeling we started with. The quiet table, the running engine, the edge of the bed at midnight. Is this it? I want to tell you something. That question is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a sign that something is ready to change. The Firewall does not get built in a single dramatic moment. It is not a windfall. It is not a breakthrough. It is not the thing you were waiting for to finally arrive. It is $500, moved once, automatically, and then left alone. The first year, it looks like almost nothing. The 5th year, it starts to feel real. The 20th year, you are looking at a number that does not feel like the same life. The 40th year, the returns from a single year are larger than what most people earn from 12 months of working. Not because you are extraordinary, because you made one decision. You installed the Firewall, and you left it running. The most ordinary, extraordinary thing a person can do with money is decide that $500 a month is enough to begin, because it is. If this changed how you see things, hit that like button, subscribe so you never miss an episode. I am Liam. I will see you next time.